Testing. I'm
Pedrovic
just
Jolta
sharing this
Cornejo
live with
subscribed to the
everyone.
channel.
Bob, what's going on? How you doing tonight?
Sam subscribed to the channel.
Blunt, what's going on? Cam, how you doing? Hola. What is up, man? Got some stuff I want to share with you guys tonight. Looks like we got some burns on bone. I don't know if you guys caught the blog that just came out from Shaitoshi. Jack, what's going on? Andy, what's up? I haven't even checked it yet. As far as did Bone take second place on the charts yet? I'll be able to take a look at into that just to see. It should be the correct live. I just want to make sure I share the right live to everyone on X. Marcus, what's going on? Indeed, it's been a crazy March so far, and I'm loving it. Had to find the link to the live, so we're about to get started in just a few, guys. And as you guys are coming in, make sure you hit that like button so that we'll get this pushed out to more people. That should be enough hashtags and whatnot. But first things first, guys, we got the burns. So this is Saitoshi's latest blog post. Just came out roughly around like 8 minutes ago. Quick summary of it is he's talking about like how the breakdown of with the Shiboshis and what was being burnt. So we even had the bone, bone been burnt, and here's the transaction here for it. So we had 19,000 bone get burnt. So roughly $23,000 worth of bone. So definitely a good start. Definitely a good start. We had leash that also experienced some burns. 28 leash, 28.76 leash has been burnt. So that supply is getting even more scarcer. Then of course we had the 93. I think this is something. Yeah, this was the 93.8 billion, and this was from. So there was actually two burns today. So we had the 3.8 billion burns as far as from the Shiboshis, then also the other one from the transactions early on when when we were getting a whole bunch of volume on Shibarium. So just to be able to see those burns, guys, it's crazy. I definitely want to see the same thing, seeing Bone at $100. I definitely think we're gonna get there. So just taking a quick look at the price action. I haven't seen any. I, do you know where you saw that at? As far as with that wallet, buying Bone, because I didn't see that. If they're talking about the old wallet that I showed in a live one time, I think it was like wallet number 8, Binance wallet number 8, when they were getting rewards back in July of 2021 when Shiba Swap first came out. I showed that on the live, but as far as for a new wallet that was buying Bone, um, do I know when the Binance voting stopped? I don't, unfortunately. And the crazy thing about it, since in the country that I'm in, I can't get Binance as well too. So I know how like some people are like, man, I wish I could vote. Same thing for me. So whenever I try to vote or even pull it up, it don't even pull up for me. So I'm seeing like some of the stuff. If I have to like switch VPN. So anyone that has Binance, what place are we in right now? How Bone? See, the thing is, Bone. It started because Bone was a reward token, so the pricing of it, there was really no liquidity pool for it. So as soon as it got, those few bones started getting minted out, there was a small liquidity for it. So I want to say it hit maybe like $50. It started at $50. It climbed all the way to like $80 just within like the first few minutes. Because anytime if something don't have liquidity and you getting a whole bunch of people buying it, it's gonna skip up in numbers. Then eventually we saw what we saw here, which is this, you know, where Bone is at today. We are basically still at bear market lows. Yeah, essentially that's what it is. Because remember, we were still minting out Bone, so anytime we're still minting anything, it is gonna be at the at a low end. So for Bone, I mean, I'm not even saying like in terms of as far as like bag size, but nobody from the Sheep army shouldn't have any excuse, especially when bones start to really rip up, because this gave us so much opportunities as far as to be able to get in. And like I was telling other people, they're like, man, I wish I could get to the 10,000 mark. I'm like, look, 10,000, that's just my goal. But at the end of the day, if you have any bone, a few $100, a few hundred bones or a few thousand bones, like you're still doing better than most. Because think of it this way: if it gets to $200-300, kind of like how we're looking at BNB right now, like a few hundred BNB right now is what, like 40,000, over 40 for like 48,000. So yeah, so 2,000, like, and for me, like I just put my goal. That's what I was looking to get as far as with bone. And he has 96,000 bones, so we definitely gonna have to get him onto the channel. Once it reached $10. burns leash. The burn on leash was because of the Shiboshis, because of the NFT. So part of the sales of the NFTs was gonna go towards burning. So these are the ERC 404. And this is as you can see here, this is the transaction that they did it. They sent that over to the dead wallet. Yeah, Andy's about to be a millionaire right now, guys. Andy's gonna be a millionaire really, really soon. And I like what Mantra Protocol is doing. Anybody caught the stream for not Chewy Swap, but what's the other one? Mars Swap. Okay, this was 4 hours ago. We were number 3. So right behind Baby Doge. For me, Leash is a wild card. It's hard to be able to predict as far as where it could go because it could literally just 10x right overnight. Because kind of like how we just seen just surge of volume because Leash went from like 200 and something all the way to 1200 in just a matter of a few days. Because the supply is so low, and now if they start adding more utility to it, then you could probably be able to have like a better picture. But it's definitely a wild card. It could really rip, you know. It could be at 817 one day, the next thing you know, 10,000 the next day. Get Dex tools pulled up. Anybody got in on K9? K9 sitting at 0.301848. We put it on the 1 hour. It's definitely having some higher lows. Forming had a nice support right here.
Wazzle Juno Vice subscribed to the channel.
Right at the 0.4099 level.
PG subscribed to the channel.
Just got a new sub. Appreciate you, PJ. Welcome to the channel. What's going on? DIY. Exactly, yeah. Leash, it definitely run with Shiba Inu. And this is why I say like Leash, Bone, especially Bone, it's an easy layup. Because you have so many exchanges that are buying Shiba Inu, and as Shiba Inu starts to pump, Bone is gonna automatically pump. Then you add the extra layer of the utility behind it, and it's just gonna keep going even higher. So did you see the post she put K9 Bone 100% with a chart? I think she's telling us it's going to 100. Who posted it? Was it Lucy? You said she. So I wonder if it was Lucy. Oh, that is zero, guys. That bone from if I'm not mistaken, because the wallet that I was following. Now I know let me pull it up. Matter of fact, I tweeted about it. It was right here. This is the wallet right here. So on here, no more bone. So now we, finally don't have that overhead pressure. And also on the article that he talked about here with the torch, he said it is completed. So he said soon this will no longer be a manual process by us. So it looks like the new Sheep token torch product, it is completed. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me get it pulled up so you could see. Or I think they might have taken it down. They might have took it down. Nice. So you got a nice bag from Steak and Bone Well. It was somewhere over here, but they took it down from the website. But essentially, where you could just click a button and it'll automatically just burn burn the sheaves. I wish I was allowed to use Binance. Yeah, me too. Like back in the day, it wasn't like a Binance US or it was just straight Binance. Like now they have Binance US and other countries as well. So Bone is currently third pick. We need 500 more votes to pass Baby Doge. So how to get K9? The way that you get K9 is on Uniswap. So Uniswap, and the easiest way that you could do, like find, either go on Coin Market Cap, make sure you're copying the correct address, then you just swap it on Uniswap. Of course, you need Ethereum. Depending on the gas right now, it could be high, it could be low. Looks like Pepe is still. Did it eat a zero? It's supposed to eat a zero. This is like Pepe is crazy, man. Like coming from where it came from. We do 1 week on Pepe. Like this is massive. Getting it from 8 zeros. Anybody who's holding from 8 zeros now, that's pretty impressive. Or even 7 zeros, currently up 100x from 7 zeros. Nice. It just got a buddy to get over 1,000 bone. I hit on Floki. Yeah, matter of fact, I bought Floki because I was looking at what memes to buy. And I bought it literally the day before it popped, which was crazy. I bought it on this day right here. The next thing you know, I pulled up. Look, the next day, I was like, holy crap. Now, I've seen people talk about pork before. And the only thing for me, like I want to get in on some of these memes is just the gas for me, like the Ethereum gas. And I bought Floki on the exchange, so I didn't buy it on Uniswap or anything like that. Floki close to all time high. Yeah, Floki's gonna be a hold until meme season for me. I mean, not meme season, but alt season. Like anything that I'm buying now, I'm not selling anything. Now, one surprise as far as that, and I talked about this already, was Swift. This one really surprised me. It's not showing the full picture. That's crazy. Leash at $813. Like Swift reminds me of Jasma or Jasmine, however you say it. Just the chart in itself, it just looks very, very familiar. And at one point yesterday, it was at like 0.208. So right now, this is a nice little 5x for me. As soon as it pops up, Pepe going to cause a Trump election day is coming up. Make America great again. How far can it go in the actual bull run? Which one? Floki? Um, I always look at it like at least 100% from his breakout level. So depending on, let me see if I get pulled up. So if I'm looking at Floki, and again, it's not exact science. It just what like minimum because it could still go a lot higher than what you think. But given like how much money we're like a lot of people are expecting to pump into the market, I'm trying to get a good chart for it. But I would say at least 100% from its all-time high, and that's how I judge it. Like just to see at least the minimum of how far it could go. I would expect that once the automated burns go live, that Shiba Saw 1.5 would launch shortly after because of the mass amount of transaction that the swap will create. Yeah, hopefully, and that way we get some of those tokens bridge over. And if they're able to bridge over, less bone on the market. And hopefully we start working on this, like I wouldn't mind seeing like over 28 million per day. But really once we start getting to like 100 million, $100 million or more coming into bone on a daily basis, like we would see like consistent rise up. Because one thing that people don't realize, like when it comes to Solana, the mass of volume that was coming into it, like on the daily basis, it was like over a billion per day that was constantly coming. So, and it seemed like Solana just wouldn't come down, and it's all due to the fact that the demand was constant. Said Lucy. Are you saying like with the canine? And this was the 9.6 billion burn. So again, it was like the two different burns. No, with the Crypt IQ, the only thing that you have to do, let me go to it. You just have to get your wallet converted to Ethereum just by switching it back to Ethereum, then adding the contract. So if you just go to Crypt IQ, there it is right here, Crypt IQ, and this is the contract address right here. All you would have to do just copy it, add it to your wallet. And once you add it to your wallet, it would automatically be there. So let me since I didn't want to deal with the Ethereum gas fees, I went ahead and I had sold my Crypt IQ. Like if they ever do come back to Shibarium, I definitely would buy them again. But just as of right now, I don't want to deal with no Ethereum project. Man, since the launch, so this was like almost like a sell the news event. That's what some people are treating it as. So K9 number 9 right now as far as trending. Will the ETH layer 2 upgrade next week pump bone? I don't think it would. But it definitely will help layer twos though. 3 hour Lucy, check it out. She said throw K9 something bomb. Said 3 hours ago. Let us see. Throw your K9 some bomb. Oh, are you referring to like them? Well, I don't know. Throw your K9 some bomb. I don't know if it's just like maybe a play on word. I haven't seen anything as far as with K9. Any new announcement? I know they're gonna have some listings coming up. They did drop some alpha when I did the AMA with them, so they are gonna have some centralized listings coming up. No, you're referring. You're thinking of K9. So the question is, I thought K9 would only have 250 million like Bone making it 1-to-1? Am I just misunderstanding it? Yes, what it is you're thinking about Canine Bone. So what she stated with the throw your canine some bone, that was just a play on words. But the whole 250, that's canine bone, so it's different. It's whenever you stake your bone, then that's gonna turn into canine bone, and when that happened, that's gonna be 250 million. So that's gonna be 1-to-1 with bone. But just the canine token in itself, that's just a separate token. So think of canine bone as like a peg version of bone or a rat version of bone. So it's still bone, just in another form. So hopefully that makes sense. That's crazy. Just think about this guy 7 days ago. Let's look at the 7 day chart on bone. We were somewhere around 80 cents. And if we do 8 days, we were like at 69 cents or something like that. Because I was just watching a video. And out of nowhere, we get this nice run up, getting it all the way to like over 170. Let me put it was like over 170. Somebody came and just whoop. Then we have the pullback, and now with the Binance futures pending, we're at $1.20. And the only thing that happened to Bone, and not even at a great, let me pull it up, which is the TVL. Like, yeah, we have Shibarium, but really it's not as big if we're comparing to other protocols, other chain when it comes to TVL. So, in the grand scheme of things, Bone is almost just like another token. But once we start getting the listings, once we start getting a bigger TVL, more capital coming onto Shibarium, like then we're gonna start to see like these big rallies. So as of right now, I love the price action, and it just showing you, just giving you what I call like a free look of what's to come. Like essentially with nothing, not a whole lot going for it, we're able to see these rallies right here. So now imagine then adding some huge use cases to it, getting more transactions, getting more capital coming onto the layer two. Is Shiba possible to 1-0? You mean like a penny? Get into the pennies? Anything is possible in crypto. So no matter what anyone says, it is very, very possible that it could get to a penny. Because if people are saying Bitcoin is going to $1 million, right? So if Bitcoin is going to $1 million, then that means there's a lot of capital that would be into the market now. One thing, don't mistake market cap as far as capital, but when I mean like in order for it to get to how some of these experts are saying $1 million, that means a lot of demand would need to inflow into Bitcoin to cause the price to go up. Because without demand, then the pricing in itself is not gonna do much. So currently, right now, if we're talking about $1 million Bitcoin, and you multiply it by the current circulating supply, we're looking at, and it's not even, it's 19 trillion. That's actually doable based upon other asset classes. 19 trillion. So get your other favorite assets and just see like how far away the market cap is between those. And with that, you'll be able to just get a rough idea. And again, these are just hypotheses and just so it's not definite or anything like that, but you could figure it out from there. So 19 trillion market cap. Like I could do the quick math on it, but that'll at least let you know where Shiba Inu could possibly get. Instead of doing the math, I'm gonna let Chat GPT do it. Question is, you think we could get a Robinhood listing with Bone? I think if we come together again as a collective, kind of like how we're seeing, we bug Binance long enough to the point that now they're going to give, we could potentially see a Binance futures listing. So I think it's definitely possible. It's we have like a huge voice, a big presence within the crypto sphere because of our community. So the more and more that we're vocal on the social media, we're giving these exchange tractions because they see the algorithm whenever they're looking at, the data. So that's why they tend to want to farm views and likes and retweets on X due to the fact that there are so many of us, and when we get, you know, when we get on board, we definitely just put our present, and it's known. If you go to Lucy's page, if you look at her post, she posted check. Yeah, let me know what you think. Um, how many layer twos is on Ethereum? There's a lot. There is a lot. Um, I know at least like 37, not including Shibarium. So, said 3 to 4 hours. Is this the same thing as far as like with the canine? It's the one through your canine some bone. I think she's. If you're talking about this is yeah. This is what I mean. Like it's just a play on word. That's what I'm thinking. Like as far as the dog, like throw your dog a bone. Did anybody get a chance to mint Old Horse's NFT? I was able to. I minted roughly about 10 of them. And this was probably one of my favorite one from it. Last time we checked, we were at number 3 with the Binance voting. Number 3. We're like, oh goodness. Sheesh. That was a tough knockout. But hopefully we could get to number 1 because I like once we get into the door of Binance, they're gonna turn around and do the spot ETF, and that's gonna be crazy. K9 look like it's ready to break out again. I'm actually proud of this play right here. I bought this on the 2nd, made a video about it. Because anything on Shibarium, all these projects, they're slowly starting to pop a little bit. And this is probably one of my favorite ones, Skulls. And I've been waiting for this thing to dip for the longest, and it's not dipping. I even just got some Mars swap I think yesterday. Yeah, Robinhood, the thing with Robinhood, since they're listed, because the SEC got their eyes on Robinhood. So with them, they have to move cautiously. Ever since that GameStop debacle, like I would love to see Ryoshi get to like a penny. Also got into this as well too. Yeah, Robinhood. Yeah, they're very limited on which crypto that they could list because they've been on the SEC's naughty list before, and they're not looking to get back.
Golu Malvia subscribed to the channel.
Really, guys, I just wanted to at least come on here just to say hello. So this is going to be a very short stream, unless you guys got any questions or anything like that. But I know this is something that you guys been requesting. So I thought I'd at least, try to come on here just to say hello. So any updates on the SEC versus Coinbase case? I haven't been following it. So I really don't know what took place or what's taking place. I would say this is like the question is has the bull run started? I would say we're here. Especially with 40 days left with the halving to the halving. We're here. Especially like the chart of Bitcoin is extremely bullish. Like if you just look at it from a big picture standpoint. So we are here. Just at the very start. And what I was saying before too is Bitcoin is doing things that it never done before. Like it hit two all-time highs. First it was like 69, then today hit 70. Never in the history of Bitcoin before have it ever did that. So it just shows you just how much of a demand that we're seeing on Bitcoin. So once the halving, this thing is gonna fly because as long as the demand stays the same, because the only thing that's gonna be affected now is gonna be the supply. As far as what's being inputted into the market on a day-to-day basis, then this thing is going to fly. I'm gonna buy K9 at a later date. If they hit an exchange, that I use, hopefully MEXC. I want to say they said MEXC. Um, or if it gets to Shibarium. So for that, I may have to pay a higher price. But what I'm telling you guys, I get sick anytime I buy a crypto project on Ethereum. How high can it go? It's too early to be able to judge that. Like I'll probably be able to get a better feel once their UK use cases start. Like once they're on Shibarium as well, like you probably get a better feel from it. Based upon it's just launching, like to be honest, I couldn't tell you where it could go. But so far, it's looking pretty good though. This is crazy. Was it Bob one? Like I played some of these memes badly. I remember making a video saying like when all of these were having the run up, telling you guys, hey, just avoid them and just wait till it settles down just to buy it. But I didn't keep my eyes on it. Like really, the best times to buy some of these would have been right here, and you could have capitalized on this and all these future plays. I mean, there's still time, in my opinion, especially for a lot of these memes, because we're about to go into a probably a super bull run. The Dan Kuhn updates. How is it gonna affect the gas fees? I think it's rolls out March 13th. It should lower it. I mean, we are like the Dan Kuhn really would, in my opinion, I don't think it's gonna affect Shiba because our gas fees was already low to begin with. It was other layer twos that were experiencing like Arbitrum, like when they started getting the minting or the inscription, then they started seeing like huge price uh on their gas fees. So it kind of defeated the point of coming to a layer two. So I don't think it's gonna affect us. I mean, affect us like as far as gonna make bone pop. But then again, I could totally be wrong, and I would love to be wrong, especially on that. So it isn't really voting, is it prediction and you get rewards if you predict correctly. So rank doesn't matter, but shows community sentiment. Yes, that's what it's about. Community sentiment. But to me, they should already know like the sheep army, like, hey, like on this on the line chart, we could technically say, hey, this is a breakout because we have it listed as roughly like 65. And it's been staying above 65, so I want to see 70 just get taken out because anytime we just just the last what few days try to go for 70, get rejected. There's someone on the tape that's constantly selling. As soon as they get to 70, that's where they're taking profit. So you got this, the bull run period. This is a project that I wanted to get in from day one when I first saw them come out. Rain, but again, I was waiting for them to come on to Shibarium. So this is doing pretty well though. Did anybody get in on Rain? Well, you say just swap 500 bone for Canine. Was that a stupid decision? canines start blowing up and you make money off of it, and it's not. But if you don't, then dang, this is crazy because this was initially at what, three zeros or two zeros? So this is almost like the same run up that Crypt IQ did. But Crypt IQ actually went higher. Got all the way to 10 cents. You call this the bull run period? Um, the way that I viewed the bull run was after the halving. And the reason why is because Bitcoin in itself have not, at least prior bull runs, Bitcoin did not pass its all-time highs. So right now we're seeing Bitcoin pass its all-time highs, and you're also seeing a lot of crypto projects, especially if you just go down the line. Everything is having a nice inch up, from Ethereum, Bitcoin, BNB, Solana, XRP. So these are all is similar to the pattern as far as with the with the bull run. Like I had mentioned this in a prior video, that the timeline on some of these, because of the how much demand that we're seeing right now in the market, for Bitcoin at least, that it's affecting some of these projects in a positive direction. So, and again, this is just the start of it. Like peak bull run, that typically happens. If we're looking at just past bull runs, that typically happen like between 12 to 17 months. Um, so this is all just the beginning phase. It starts off slow. The next thing you know, as months start to progress, it just starts spiking. Boom, 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 boom. Because remember, the bull run for the last market, it started roughly in May, if I'm not mistaken, May of 2020. But it took all the way to April of that next year to everything started just going parabolic. Everything was just like inching up. The next thing you know, you just boom, you start seeing like straight up candles on a lot of projects. So, so yes, we're in a bull run, but we're just literally just opening the door for the bull run. Like, see here, the halving was in May. Let me zoom in for you. May was the halving. Bitcoin didn't break its all-time high until roughly what? Roughly December. And after that, that's when the market just started going crazy on everything. Right. Everything was going crazy in the fall, but remember, this is when Bitcoin passed its all-time highs. It was roughly in the winter. Then the next fall, which was this, was when everything else was going crazy. So money flows from Bitcoin to Ethereum, then the big caps as far as with the altcoins, then eventually to the market. But first and foremost, Bitcoin gotta start getting going. Yeah, definitely. It's a great opportunity for everyone to be able to capitalize. Just got my bone bag. My bag of bone. Congrats, man. Definitely congrats. I'm just still patiently waiting for this liquidity event just to be able to see how much we're gonna have onto Shiba Inu. That's 100% true. Because there's some people they're not gonna buy on decentralized exchanges. So we do need those top tier. Some people they keep a lot of money on exchanges. Talking about whales. So once we get those big tier one listings, bone is gonna fly.
Mailman17 super chatted
Mailman,
$4.99.
appreciate the super chat, brother.
$4.99 from Mailman17. On the Binance futures, is
On
it
the
number
Binance
one vote top
futures,
2
it
or top
is number
5?
one. Number one vote, top two, or top five. I think they said it was top the number one. That's who gets it. If you're number one, you get it. Anybody know where we're at currently right now on it? Are we still at the number three spot? Are you expecting a good pullback at the halving? The weak hands will get flushed out, so the spot ETF can gobble up more Bitcoin. The ETFs are already buying more Bitcoin than the miners put out. It may not pull back, and the reason why I say it may not pull back because as long as the demand that we currently seeing right now continues, then it's just gonna speed up the price of Bitcoin. Because right now with the miners, it's what 900 per day that we're seeing. After the halving, it's gonna be 450 per day. So if the demand just stays the same of how it's been for these past what few weeks, even few months, then it's just gonna automatically cause the price of Bitcoin to continue to skyrocket because every single dip that we've been seeing is getting absorbed and it's not it's not taking a long time to absorb it. I like Baby Doge. No, the thing is, I like Baby Doge as well too. And I said I was gonna get me a bag of Baby Doge, just to say just to throw some money into it just to see what it do. Because we gotta remember too, when Shiba Inu came out, nobody saw it coming. And there's so many different meme coins that's out that, you know, people may not expect to do much, but it could also surprise you as well too. So it's that 8 zeros. What if you get the 5 zeros? Kishu, yeah, I was looking at my Kishu bag as well too. Same thing with Kishu, just dropping, not betting the farm on it, but just putting $100, $50 into it, and just see at 8 zeros as well. Like on Kishu, I have like I want to say like 100 billion or something like that. So imagine this goes to 5 zeros. Was Shiba Inu the first Inu token in the crypto world back in 2020? Yes, it was. Then after that, everything was Inu. Appreciate the super chat, mailman. That sucks because most of us can't vote because we live in the United States. But Dell Crypto said they will uh, list us, so I guess they will. Yes. When did he say that? Now I did see that. In fact, let me find him because Dell Crypto, when it comes to listings, he is pretty accurate when it comes to that. So if he said it, and yeah, we're about to get a listing then. Because I know he mentioned earlier today that as far as about like the insights of some listing for Bone, he talked about it here. Because back in the day, he was dropping the bombs with Sheeb as far as tier one listings. Talk about accuracy. Because at first you were like, man, who is this guy? Like Shiba Inu being listed on an exchange, like a big exchange like Binance. Nobody saw that coming, but he did. So when it happened, it was like, oh my God, there's something to this crypto. Because a lot of time for me, I let the crypto exchanges do majority of the research as far as the legitimacy of a crypto. Like if I see Binance listing it, it's not foolproof, 100% foolproof, but if Binance is listing it, Coinbase, or some of these top tier exchanges, because I know they have people that's way smarter than me that, read codes for a living. Um, and again, not 100% foolproof, but it gives me that extra peace of mind. And when I saw Shiba Inu, I had already had it, but when I saw it listed on Binance, I was like, oh, okay, there's really something to this crypto. And that's why I had like the conviction just to be able to hold because at times there was so much FUD going around like for Sheep. Like FUD that we're seeing right now, to me, it's easier to hold, but FUD back then was a lot harder because at the time there was really no substance to Sheeb. We didn't have a swap. We didn't have anything. Only thing we had at the time was just the website of this is coming, and the big FUD back then was like, oh, the swap is fake, it's not coming out. Um, yeah, so it was just like a whole lot of FUD. But now, after seeing like product just come out after another, it it makes it easier to hold. Show you guys like during this long consolidation period. At least at the time, we thought it was long. Again, like Shiba Inu's going back to is going to zero. Like holding after May, after this run up, because had a chance to be able to take profit on this part. I did not, because I was like, yo, this is good. This is, there's something more to it. So I held all the way through this run up, and imagine you just being up like a lot. Then it's like, yo, people causing or making up stuff, and I'm just holding, just like praying, like, man, let this thing go back up. But in the meantime, I was accumulating though. Started accumulating even more. But one thing for sure though, when I had this pop up right here, I make sure I did sell just to be able to get out, which made Shiba Inu like one of the biggest gains that I had in crypto. Um, the crazy thing, like just being in the markets since 2016, like you learn different things. So some people that's been in since 2020, you have a better edge as far as what to expect. Now sometimes it don't seem like you're learning, but just viewing the markets and just seeing what's happening, it actually, you're actually learning like through your subconscious. MP, I'm trying to get 5,000 bone. 5,000 bone is a pretty nice bag. I cashed out 33,000 on Shiba last bull run, most gain ever made. Yeah, man, that was definitely a nice feeling. Like you guys don't realize it. Like especially just like during the tough times, like when you cash out with a nice or a huge profit, it is fulfilling. It's like, okay, I actually, did something right. Just like a big sigh of relief, like, whew. So the same thing that I'm seeing right now to with bone, like we're all gonna get that sigh of relief. Because I know a whole lot of us was holding, for 2 years, a year and a half. We got some new people coming in, but all of that, we're getting to enjoy
Mailman17
that the
super
next year.
chatted $9.99.
Like I don't have new housing on my mind.
$9.99 from Mailman17. Time to grab a dual citizenship in Dubai,
Time
Singapore,
to
or
grab
Malaysia. This
dual
bull run is already
citizenship
printing
in
millionaires, and
Dubai.
this
So
taxes will
Singapore
kill
and
some people.
Malaysia. This bull run is already printing millionaires, and this taxes will kill some people. 100% is, yeah. Like in the U.S., like taxes is crazy. Now, if you're in California, that's even worse. Anybody in California, because I got one of my buddies. He's a day trader in the stock market. Like he's killing it. Like talking about making millions per year. But the taxes, the taxes. Now, and I always wonder, like, bro, Why are you still in California? Like, get out of California. I'm hoping Bone get to 250 like so. It's very doable. It's very doable because if you break down just what like the makeup the of how so became a $250 token, or how BNB reached over $250. Like the formula is there, and we have the same makeup as well too on Bone just for it to be able to get there. But it is going to start with the liquidity event. It's going to start with big centralized listings. Those two things. Those two things. Because once we get the centralized exchange, that's going to be the volume. If we're able to sustain at least $100 million in volume during a bull run where people are just throwing money at anything, I think it's going to be done, guys. I really do. Yes, it was. Yes, so on every list, on practically every exchange possible. Coinbase, Binance, um, KuCoin. And the thing is with Sol, when it first came out, it started off really slow. Like the difference between us when we with Shibarium, that came out during a bear market. Sol came out roughly maybe like a month or two after the Bitcoin halving in 2020. Or was it maybe right before it? And another advantage that it had as well too in the beginning was it had seed money from uh from a couple of different firms.
Mailman17 super chatted $1.99.
Mailman, appreciate the
$1.99 from Mailman17. Does
$1.99, my
Shibarium have
brother.
a compatible
He
DeFi
says, does
wallet?
Shibarium have a compatible DeFi wallet? They're creating one. They're creating one in house. Like if you ever notice with the Sheeb magazine, let me get that pulled up. Sheeb the magazine. Let me try to log into mine. But even from like the NFTs that you receive, that's going directly to your DeFi wallet, and that could be exported out and put on like MetaMask or Coinbase wallet because you could actually take the seed phrase. Still get that pulled up here. All right, so this is the wallet here, and this is the wallet address. if I had any other crypto on here, it would have popped up as well too. Um, but yeah, it's pretty interesting that they're doing all this like under wraps as far as with the DeFi wallet. So there's a lot of different components that the team is doing and working on. I have 27,000 bone, and I've been riding this roller coaster for 2 years down to 15K, up to a high of 47K twice, and held, just waiting for it to blow up. That's what you call conviction. This is what you call conviction because a lot of people like couldn't do this. Like what you experience, a lot of people would have been sold. I'm only one who could hear that. Hear what? Is it reading off the super chat? Because if it is, I'm not hearing it on my end. Like nobody saw Soul coming. Well, I wouldn't say nobody, but few people saw it. Few people saw BNB coming. Oh, it does. I didn't know that. I mean, I see it pop up, but I don't hear it on my end. That's the crazy part. I don't know why it don't let me hear it. That's weird. So next, that's weird. It sounds like a British robot. That's weird. Like I see it pops up on the stream, but I didn't realize it was actually reading it. Yeah, just look at the early days of see early days of Soul, guys. It was sub $1. One point it was at Soul was at 51 cents, guys. And look at just the 24. This was May 11th of 2020. So a little bit right before the halving. Look at the daily volume of Solana. 2 million. That reminds you of Bone. Volume was not all that great. 2 million, 3 million, 2 million, 9 million, 1 million. And this day, it didn't even reach a million. But yeah, a couple of days, it was just like under a million. But boom, you get the bull market, or at least the halving happening in May. And volume still, it just still stayed dormant. So let a little bit more time progress. 2 million, 7 million, 2 million, 5 million. This is currently where we were just at. Don't know if we're gonna still keep like the 20 million as far as in volume that we've been seeing, but this starts to pick up a little bit. Gets into the dollars during a bull run at that. 5 million, 9 million, 10 million. So volume picks up a little bit more. You definitely need a dummy proof DeFi wallet with dApps and Shiba Inu, Phantom, and Soulflare help the chain grow quickly. Yeah, this in itself, it is it's super easy because anyone, like as far as a newbie, could all they'll just need is their email address. It automatically just sets up that for you. Um, so whenever you start getting a little bit more advanced into, at least that was the plan that they were saying, but some capabilities is currently out right now, but it's not fully there yet. But I definitely know what you mean as far as just having like a easy wallet for new people to be able to get onboarded to Shibarium. But yeah, like again, Solana volume. All it is at the end of the day, just volume. How much volume could you get? They're at 8 million, 8 million, and volume really starts to pick up. Notice like when the price really started to ramp up. It started getting like 40 million. Like before, it was roughly in the dollars. Then it just consistently started getting like 59 million, 70 million, 60 million, 30 million, 40 million, 92 million, 100 million. And now you're looking at a Solana when it starts trading in the 100 millions. That's, I mean, 100 million in volume, 15, 16 bucks. And volume started picking up more speed, more steam. And what normally happens, especially when something is running up, this is when investors get interested. They whenever they start seeing green candles, then it started picking up 300 million, 200 million, 700 million, 1 billion, 1 billion. Now you get a $50 Solana because volume increase. Keep progressing. And again, volume just started just staying the same, like 3 billion, 4 billion, 5 billion, 13 billion. Now you get a Solana above $100. Keep in mind, circulating supply on Solana is about close to 3 times the amount of Bone. So volume requirements on Bone doesn't have to be all the way in the billion. Definitely would love to see the billion as far as volume, but it doesn't have to be in the billions. Like a big change, if we take a look as far as like where we came from, like 5 million. As soon as we started getting like 11 million, like up, we started seeing a little bit more bounce. 22 million, 37 million, 28. So all it is at the end of the day is volume. And the way that we're going to get these volumes, unfortunately, is going to be from centralized exchanges. So this is why I say it is big. It's going to be huge for us that get centralized exchange listings. Then on top of that, let's work on the supply, the circulating supply even more. How are we going to work on the circulating supply? Is with that liquidity event, because they're going to require bone to be paired with other assets, which would lower how much is being in the open market. My Shiboshi is in heat and needed some guidance from Sheeb team on how to mate. Now as far as with the mating of it, they said that's gonna come out like later down the line, as far as some months down the line. I could have cashed out 85K profit on Shiba, but with mistake couldn't unlock without closing account. Still 33K. Amazing. Nice. $100 seems easy to me because we got close to $3 pre-Shibarium launch with less holders than we have now, and the liquidity event, like you said, will send it 100%. 100%. Because there's so much that still have not been done yet. Uh-oh. Who controlled the memes controls the universe. Shaitoshi say soon. I heard Crow is going to $2.71. I think Crow is like an easy play. Like one you just buy and just hold, due to the fact of like what the team is doing in the background. Yeah, a few listings. We get Binance, we get Coinbase, KuCoin. I think we might be good. But as soon as they list others, they're gonna follow. This is still crazy though. In fact, let me check on these 404s. I'm constantly checking these ERC 404s just to see if I could scoop some on discount. Because watch, I'm telling you guys, that's gonna be a big sector as well. ERC 404. So the people who got the Shiboshis, we're good. But I also want to get in on some of these. I just want this to continue to keep going down. I would get this, but the gas fees. I actually want to get this as well too. Oh, this is a base one. That's pretty interesting. So Bone get to $100. First thing you guys are buying. What is the first thing you guys are gonna buy? House in Dubai. Nice. Has anyone heard anything about the metaverse? Shiba Inu was supposed to play a role in that. They said that everything should be out 2020 by the end of this year or early Q1. Rolex, Rolex day date, all gold. Nice. I'll be using all for stock market, new furniture, mountain house, and heat, and maybe a newer car. Nice. Build a house in the country at the end of a long dirt road so I could see them coming. Nice. For me, I am gonna I'm gonna take probably a big of course like the typical stuff like pay off the house, but because a lot of the money that I invested into the crypto market, I took it away from the stock market. So I'm gonna make sure I keep that still balanced. We'll buy a Tesla. $5 million in Vanguard Tech ETF, 37% average yearly return. I will not work again and will make 1.5 million a year just off of those ETF. Jeez, good, that's a great return. Hey, that is a great return. VGT ETF. Matter of fact, I gotta check my retirement account. Take a look at Sheeb. I didn't look at Sheeb all day today. Just the glance of it. Be humble with health. I'll still be. I still like to look broke as my friends are broke and wouldn't fit in the crowd with the forest.
It's yours. No. Yep. It's yours.
Wow, this whole time I thought I had my mic muted. So let me just go back to what I was saying. So this whole I was doing the whole TA on Sheeb. You guys didn't even hear it. So what I was saying on here is this, like when you take a look at just like where resistance is at on Sheeb, the next resistance area, according just to the line chart, is at 0.4038. Like once it passed this resistance, it really doesn't have that much resistance left. And you could make an argument for 0.405. And once that gets shattered, we're testing, all-time highs. Even though this is not the all-time high, it's just being used due to the fact it's a line chart. But once we pass this area, then we could actually see realistically Shiba Inu eating another zero. And if Shiba Inu start eating another zero, then you're gonna see Bone have similar rallies as far as it's going up as well too. So we definitely have good time ahead of us, guys. Good time ahead of us. We're at 0.40357. Bone $1.19. leash $807.51. Debt free is the way to be. 100% debt free is the way to be. And capitalizing on this crypto gains that we're gonna get, it could certainly set us up for where we're looking to be in life. Because at the end of the day, we're investing to be able to make these profits, to be able to make these gains. Guys, I've been on for roughly what, 2 hours? So I am about to call it quits. I may come out tomorrow and do a live. All depends my schedule. But make sure you guys, if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. So Random Arts guys signing off.